Once a cheater, always a cheater. Has this phrase been playing through your mind like a broken record ever since you discovered your husband was unfaithful? Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 powerful steps to help you never worry that your husband will cheat again. And if we haven't met yet, I am Soraya Bastian, and you are watching Beyond Breath TV, the place to be to overcome your husband's infidelity and create a beautiful marriage. Living with the fear that your husband might cheat again is agonizing. It makes it so that even in the good moments, post-infidelity, you can never really enjoy the moment because you're so afraid he's just gonna mess up again. So you keep yourself guarded and never allow yourself to feel too good. That way you're prepared and won't get hurt the same way if it happens again. The problem is this fear leaves you in a state of constant anxiety, dissecting his every word, every action, and every look he gives you for signs it's about to happen again. It's suffocating for you and the marriage you want to rebuild. But no matter how much you try to just get over it, the fear of him cheating again keeps those walls up between the two of you. And now you're in a marriage that's just going through the motions. You're not present with him. You're afraid to love him like you used to. And you don't want to let him love you for fear it will get taken away again. And so instead, you numb yourself and disconnect from the idea of ever having a happy marriage again. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And the story above does not need to be your story. I've helped countless women overcome infidelity in their marriages and get to a point of mutual respect and love where they never worry about their husband cheating again. Let me share with you the story of Breanna, one of my clients who went through a transformational journey that I believe many of you can relate to. Brianna found herself in a difficult situation after her husband's betrayal. It was a painful experience that left her feeling paralyzed by fear, unable to express herself or chase her own dreams. She felt stuck in a never-ending cycle of doubt and insecurity, constantly wondering if her husband would be unfaithful again. However, the biggest challenge she faced was losing her sense of self-worth. Gradually, she started questioning her own values and began to believe that she didn't deserve love or respect from anyone. This negative mindset seeped into every aspect of her life, affecting her career and personal relationships. That's when Brianna and I started working together. Within just 8 weeks, she experienced a remarkable shift in her mindset. She began to set healthy boundaries, prioritizing her own needs and rediscovering her passions. Most importantly, with this renewed sense of self-worth, she no longer lived in fear of her husband being unfaithful again. Now, let's dive into the 3 essential steps to help you navigate this fear and rebuild your marriage on a foundation of mutual trust and respect. Step 1, stop monitoring your husband's every move. I know this was probably your first instinct after finding out he cheated, and your therapist may have even told you this is a good first step to rebuild trust. But here's why it does more harm than good. When you're constantly looking for signs that your husband is still being unfaithful, you're keeping yourself in a heightened state of alert at all times. Your nervous system is already taxed trying to process the emotional trauma you experienced since finding out. So this constant detective work just solidifies that feeling of distrust and fear, and you can never rebuild trust from this state. Plus, even if your detective work turns up nothing new, you might feel good for a minute, but then you'll convince yourself that he's just gotten better at covering his tracks, right? So step 1 is to step away from his phone. Resist the urge to track his every action and then move on to step 2. Step 2, stop waiting for him to change first. Another common trap I see many women make is putting their life on hold while they wait to see if their husband can prove he's worth sticking around for. The thought behind this is he's the one that messed up, so he's the one that needs to put the work in to fix it. And while yes, it's true, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on his part, putting your life on hold and putting all the control of your future in his hands just doesn't make sense. You are a strong, driven woman who probably never waited around in the past for someone else to determine your future happiness. So why become that person now? A big part of the healing journey after infidelity is both parties coming together from a place of inner strength and knowing they want to fight to save their marriage. If you're holding anger, resentment, and fear within you while waiting to see if your husband will step up, you're likely going to react out of those disempowering emotions instead of acting from a place of love and understanding. So step 2 is all about taking a step back to put your own healing journey first so that you can come back into your marriage feeling whole again, regardless of his actions. And if you'd like to use my method for clearing emotional trauma from the body and healing your marriage in as little as 90 days, make sure to check out my free masterclass walking you through the healing steps. I'll link it in the show notes below. Now, for the final step, step 3, stop being the perfect wife. This one is a big one, and I was guilty of this too after I first discovered infidelity in my marriage. But here's the thing. When you try to be who you think your husband wants, you disconnect from the person who actually attracted him in the first place. And nobody wants to be in a marriage where they can't truly be themselves, right? So if you found yourself overthinking about what you could do to make sure he chooses you and that this never happens again, I encourage you to try something different. Instead of focusing your attention on him, focus your attention on yourself and what you want. What type of marriage do you want? How do you want to show up in your marriage? How do you want to be loved? We can't change what happened in the past, but we can absolutely write our own future love story. So follow these 3 steps and you'll start to feel a sense of peace and inner happiness that's probably been missing from your life for way too long. It's time to start showing up for yourself so you can build the life and marriage you desire. And if you'd like some extra support getting there sooner, let me know in the comments and I'd love to help you. If you like this video, be sure to check out the training I recently did called Can a Marriage Go Back to Normal After He Cheats? And hit the subscribe button for more.